Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Football Manager Best Youngsters, and today I am showing you attacking midfielders, and that includes anyone from wingers, central attacking midfielders, and those players who just sit behind the strikers and just play, who give them the freedom to just play like Zidane was. Quality players, probably, the most influential players that can really make something happen from nothing. I just want to say though, this is mainly aimed at top tier teams. Not really focusing much on lower league teams. These are the top of the pick bunch, the best pick of the bunch. So I'm sorry if you're managing a lower league team, this probably isn't going to be for you. But jumping straight in, Paulinho, free agent, quality player. You can probably train him as a winger. I don't really think he's good as an attacking midfielder, but you could play him as a winger or even a fullback if you nurture him nicely. Focus on his physical attributes because they are a bit low for my liking. But it will cost you nothing, of course, because he's a free agent, and it will only cost you £1,000 a week on wages, which is dirty cheap. But get in there before you've got a bit of competition. Ricardo Kishna from Ajax, he will cost you £5 million. Decent player. You can have a look at his attributes if you want to have a deeper look. Patrick Roberts, a very young player. Great if you're managing a low Premier League team. 16 years old, if you nurture him nicely, you could become a world-class player, and at £900k, he's a great investment. And he's not going to be too demanding on his wages. Here's another one who I think is a great player, Ryan Gould, and his attributes at the age of 17 are outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Really like this guy, and you can pick him up for £3 million and pay him only 3.5k a week on wages. And to be honest, if you're a lower top tier team, you could probably push him into the first team pretty quickly. At 17 years old, he's a really great player, so jump at him. A Norwegian here, I'm going to have trouble pronouncing this one. Vajebar Sakor. Tell me if I pronounced that right, and tell me how to pronounce it, because I most probably pronounced it wrong. I'll play him in the middle. You can't really play him out wide, because he's too slow, I think. He will cost you less than £1 million, about 900k. Decent player. Morgan Sanson. This one's a bit of a risk. He costs you about £8 million, but my assistant here doesn't think he's got that much potential. So it all depends on how you nurture him. He could end up like Paul Pogba, but then again, he could end up very, very average. Keep your eye on him. It's really going to come down to how you tutor him, how you train him. Next player, David Ivan, Slovakian from Sampdoria. He will cost you £1.3 million. Pretty average in that position. Remember, you can pause at any of these players if you want to have a more detailed look. Iancu from Romania. Decent player. I like this boy. I'll play him in Central. And he will cost you £7 million. Pretty good signing if you're a team like, I don't know, Newcastle or something. I don't know how low he'll go, reputation-wise. If you're what the reputation of your club is, I don't know how low he'll go. But definitely keep an eye on him, because I think he's great. He's got the attributes where it matters. Next one, Julian Brandt, German here. He will cost you £14 million, but he's unlikely to want to leave Wolfsburg immediately. Keep your eye on him. He's going to be deadly. That quick attributes and that flair is really going to cause trouble for you. 15 dribbling, 15 flair, 16 acceleration, 14 pace at 17 years old. That is dangerous. Very dangerous player. Keep your eye on him, because you do not want to come up against him. Lucas Evangelista, he will cost you £2.5 million. I don't really like him. Some people might. Cast your opinion in the comments. Sebastian Driussi. This boy will cost you £2 million. His system thinks he could be world class. It doesn't look that great at the moment, but it's to be seen. £2 million, maybe it's worth the gamble. Now onto the big dogs. Zakaria Bakali. Quality winger. A lot of hype about him at the moment. Definitely train him as a winger. I would not play him up front. He's not tall enough. He's not powerful enough. But the footballing world is really short of wingers at the moment, so he could be great in that position. Really train him up. He'll cost you 11 million, which is a decent deal for someone that's so hyped up at the moment. But then there's the other PSV legend who I think is a better player. I think he's a bigger wonder kid. Memphis Depay. Well, in the game, I think he's a bigger wonder kid. 19 years old. You can pick him up for about 15 million. And, well, I like him because he's got the pace that Bacardi has. And he's also got that physical, powerful side of him that Bacardi doesn't. You can play him anywhere. He'll work up front. He'll work out wide. He'll work behind the striker. Great player. Very good. I'd definitely recommend him. One of my highest recommendations. Apart from one more guy I'll show you in a bit, which is this guy. Thomas Martinez. You can pick up this guy for 6.5 million. He's got a release clause. Jump in there before his contract gets renewed and that clause gets wiped. 20 determination, the most overpowered attribute in Football Manager. Determination. Snap him up. He's a great player at 18 years old and he's only going to improve quickly. So quickly. Be quick though. Teams like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, PSG go in there after the first season, so you want to get him as soon as you can if you're a big team. Next player, Angel Correa. Very hyped up as well. 2.2 million. He's going to cost you 3 million though. I don't know about this lad. He's going to cost you a bit more than that actually, I think. I'm not too sure how much he'll cost you because 40% stakes. It's a funny transfer, but I don't know about him really. He's very similar to Martinez I just showed you. Bit quicker, but not as smart, I don't think. Not as good mentally. I'll let you cast your opinion on him. Here's one of the most overpowered players in Football Manager this season. Domenico Berardi. This guy's recommended to me by a guy called Helmazinho. And he quoted that he's a mix between Van Persie, Rooney and Suarez. Which he really is. He looks like a great player. Definitely keep your eye on him. It's going to cost you a lot at the beginning though. It'll cost you well over 20 million. Juventus are very stingy about him. But he's one you definitely want to keep your eye on in this save. Who knows, he might get released. Anything could happen. Definitely keep your eye on that lad. Track him. Next player, Bruma. Very unlikely to want to leave Galatasaray. 18 years old. He's going to cost you, yet again, over 20 million. Not worth it at the moment, but keep your eye on him. His pace and his flair and technique, again, very similar to the player I showed you before. What was his name? To Correa. Was it Correa? Correa, yeah. And Brandt. But he's a very good player. Keep your eye on him because he looks quality. You do not want to be coming up against him. And that pace and technical just looks outstanding. He is the Guinea-Bissau's version of Neymar. Alan Halalovic. I'm not too keen on this boy. He will cost you 16 million. I think that's a bit of a rip-off, but some of you might like him. He lacks the passing, which I really, really value, but he's got a 19 flair. Does it make up for the lack of passing? I don't know. What do you guys reckon? Finally, Lucas Ocampos. Everyone knows about this kid. It will cost you well over 20 million. He lacks the attacking attributes, as you can see on the graph here. He hasn't got the finishing, he hasn't got the composure. He hasn't really got long shots, which I like. But he's got the speed and the physical prowess and the aerial ability, so it could go either way. It depends what tactics you apply. Do you think he's good? Or is he just overrated? Let me know in the comments. I've probably missed out loads, guys. There's so many players in this position. Tell me which ones I haven't included, which I should have included, and tell me which ones I've included which I shouldn't have included. Let me know. What players do you think are the best in this position? Leave it in the comments, because there's probably some which will really help me with my career mode. Check that out if you haven't seen it yet. I'm managing St Johnstone at the moment. You might be watching this months and months down the line. Hopefully I'll be managing Real Madrid by then. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.